So the days leading up to surgery, I know it was a Tuesday. Tuesday the 30th or the 31st of November. And I was on my way home from work. I was working late that day. Had a late night, and as someone with AIH, you have limitations on your food, right? So, I was working late. I really wanted pizza. That's my weakness. So I grabbed a slice. And when I was at the pizza shop, my mom called me and was like, "You need to come home right now. I have to tell you something. Come home now." Like, just like that. And usually when I get a call like that, it's, it has to either do with something unfortunate, like someone passed away. 9 times out of 10, that's really what that tone is portraying. So I came home. I was only 2 blocks away, so I came home, and she said, "Steph, you might have a liver." A friend of the family, her sister had unfortunately passed away suddenly, and they said that they had chosen me to give the liver to. The doctor asked if they wanted to give any organs, and they said my name. And the way it happened, when later on I found out that she didn't even think about it. She just said my name, and that is by the grace of God. Everything is divinely orchestrated by the Lord, and this was definitely one of those moments. We right away started to try to, get in contact with my doctor and my care team. Not even like an hour or two later, I got in contact with the NP of my surgeon, and she said, "Oh my gosh, like, we're gonna do the workup to see if you're a match. Just be patient. She just said, just be patient. We're gonna try our best." It took about 2 days to do the workup, which was very fast. Mind you, I was on the list for a long time, but then again, the UNOS list is different. That's like for, it's just a different process. So this was a donation, basically. So anyway, it took about 2 days to do the workup, and I got the call. I was also working late again. This was on a Thursday. It was around 4:30. School ends like around 2:50 for me. And then I got the call from the surgeon himself, and Dr. Griesmer, love him. He called me. He said, "This liver is a match. Do you want the liver?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "It's beautiful. It's in great condition." And he asked me if I wanted it. I was like, "Duh." In my head, I was like, "Of course." And I was just overwhelmed with joy, with sadness and joy. Sadness obviously because someone did pass away, and in order for that to happen, that's how I got the liver that I have today. But I was just so overwhelmed with joy. I was crying. My coworker was there, Leslie, and we said a prayer together, and it was very, very nice moment that we shared. And it was I was just in shock, like overwhelmed with just happiness. I rushed home. He said to be there between 7 and 8. The surgery would start at 12 a.m. So yeah, I went home. I told my mom, "Arranca pa la casa." I had a list of everything that I wanted to bring. I knew I was going to be there for a while, so I brought like my little maleta. I brought my suitcase, and yeah, I was going to get ready to do the surgery. So the hospital stay, it was about a 12-day hospital stay. The surgery itself was 10 and a half hours. When they were talking to us about it beforehand in the pre-op area, they said, if all goes well, minimum is 4 hours. I was like, oh, that's not bad. Mine was 10 and a half. And that was just because I did lose a good amount of blood. My blood pressure was going up, so they, when that happens, they have to pause and just be very slow and very careful. I'm gonna post a picture somewhere here of my liver before, and caution, it looks crazy. That's what it looked like before. There was bumps, it was dark, it was white. The white part is the ascites that I suffered with for a long time. That day I actually did have a good amount of ascites, and apparently the ascites was helpful in the surgery because it stretched out my abdomen. So when they opened me up, it was easier to manipulate and to do their thing. So shout out to the ascites for that. If you see on the top, there's like my gallbladder, that little pouch that's coming out, that's my gallbladder, which they had to remove. It would be helpful to have a gallbladder, but it is what it is. And then here is the liver that I received. Now, notice how both look, right? One is smaller than the other. A sick liver shrinks basically. When a liver is really sick, I was in stage 4 cirrhosis, so my liver was literally towards the end of the end, as I did mention before in other videos. So from this to this, guys, just think about it. It just goes to show that God is granting me a full life. I'm just so blessed. So it was a 12-day stay. I did unfortunately contract RSV. I'm not gonna say from who. No, I'm kidding. I did get RSV, and that was a bust. It was really hard, coughing so much with such, being fresh out of the emergency room. Fresh out of surgery, and having, huge incisions like in my entire stomach. I don't really mind showing you guys, but I will post a picture. I'll just post a picture again of my incision currently. They call it the Mercedes-Benz. That's the lingo in the hospital for this particular incision. Yeah, it's my warrior scar, period. I'm very proud of it. And the last thing I would say about my hospital stay, it was, most people get anxiety. I definitely did get anxiety towards the end. I think my first time when I had surgery in the hospital, I was so over, like, people would say, you're smiling so much, and this time around, I guess because I was just so sick and like miserable with pain, I wasn't really as lively. Obviously I was happy the fact that I was able to go through this, but I wasn't in high spirits, and I was kind of ashamed actually, and felt guilty for that. I remember I was making some TikToks, and my first TikTok was like, it was just hard to get through. Knowing that obviously it's such a huge thing, and it's such a happy, obviously this is a new chance at life. I was just, I guess, just focused on the pain too much. I redid that video and I posted a new one, but I was kind of hard on myself in the beginning. And then towards the end, that's when the anxiety kind of like jumped, because when you're in the hospital for a long time, my discharge date was changing like every day towards the last 3 days, and I was just breaking down because there was just things popping up on my blood test that I couldn't leave. They couldn't let me go, and I'm like, I just want to go, like, I'm fine, I'm coughing, but you guys can't give me anything. It's a virus, like, it's gonna go away, just let me go, and I was walking around, I was proving to them like I'm ready. Like, I got dressed, like I put my hair, like, I put a little bit of makeup on, and it was like, I know you want to go so bad, but then it keep you another day, and I'm just like, oh, I was angry, and then I was like, you know what, the enemy is doing this to me, and I'm not gonna let him do it. He's not gonna rob me of my peace. You gotta remind yourself that sometimes when you're looking at the negative a lot. My mom prayed over me, and we got through it, and they discharged me finally on Monday. It was supposed to be Saturday, so it was just a few days that it was delayed, but yeah, I came home Monday. I was so excited to come home. Obviously, you're way more comfortable here, but I did get great care when I was there. So shout out to NYU Langone, all the nurses. Shout out to KP12. KB13 as well, which was ICU. Yeah, shout out to them. They were on point. The only thing I would say, and this is no one's fault, but like I'm a very hard pricker, meaning like my veins are very small and they move a lot. So that was difficult because it wasn't easy for me to get an IV in me. So that was fun. But that's just me. So I'm used to it. But yeah, that was the hospital stay. Not bad. 12 days. Not bad. What does recovery look like for a liver transplant patient? So recovery is basically a 4 to 6 months process. I did take pain meds. I take like one a day, and then I take a half of a different one that they prescribed me in the nighttime, just so that I can be more comfortable. Basically, the pain is just from the soreness, the incision. It's just hard to sit up straight after a while. Even sitting in bed is painful, so I do have to walk around a bit. And you know, you can just imagine, right? Like, you saw the picture of my liver and you saw how I was like literally split open. My stomach was like in two. So you feel that after. You do feel the uncomfortability. But other than that, you know, more specifically, I'm not able to bend. I have a grabber. It's not next to me right now, but like I grab things if they fall on the floor to pick it up. My mom is here. She currently is out, but she's here for the most part. And when she's not here, you know, food is ready for me, so just in case. But for the most part, I'm pretty independent. Just, you know, when things are obviously heavy or when something is low, I can't grab it, I would need help. And sometimes even getting dressed, I still do need some help there. But the months that go with it have to do with one, no public transportation for 3 months. The first month I'm going every week to the doctors just to speak to them so they could see my recovery process, how everything is going, you know, just so they can be on top of that and just making sure my new liver is okay and is working well with all, you know, the rest of my organs. They want to make sure my medication levels are good. I am on a lot of medications, guys. This is what they gave me when I left the hospital. I don't know if I could really show you. So this is an example of my morning pills. It is a lot. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a lot. That is just my morning pills. But like I said, you know, it is gonna change in these next few months. The possibility of rejection is a lot higher in the beginning. And it's also higher just for me in general, apparently, because I'm younger, and this wasn't due to like alcoholism, it was due to autoimmune, right? And with autoimmune, it's like you never know when it'll come back. But I don't think it is. I really don't, especially looking at my new liver numbers. AST and ALT, those are the two indicators that you look for when you look at your CBC metabolism blood workup. If you go to the bottom, those are the numbers that you look for your liver enzymes, and mine are looking beautiful. Thank you, Jesus. So along with the medications, they are also twice a day, but not as much in the nighttime. There are 3 that I will be taking for life. So there are anti-rejection medicines that I will be on for the rest of my life, which is fine. You know, it's technically a foreign substance, so it's just to make sure that all is well in the hood. Some food limits that I do have to watch out for as well, and salt isn't one of them. period, so salt is no longer something that I have to watch. Obviously, my palate has changed in the last few years because of my AIH. So, you know, things are a little bit more salty, but I'm definitely able to enjoy more foods now. The only limits I do have is raw foods. So no more sushi. Sushi gotta go bye-bye. So that's gone. And runny eggs. I loved runny eggs, but that's also gone. So they gotta be scrambled, boiled, fried to, you know, fully cooked. Everything gotta be fully cooked, nothing raw. The way I order my meat is, for the most part, medium well. So they said that's okay. Just nothing under that. I also can't have these two fruits, grapefruit and pomegranate, and that's because those two, when mixed with a certain medication that I take, they cause toxicity. So it's basically toxic if I eat that. And I do like grapefruit. I love grapefruit juice. And I love eating grapefruit with peanut butter toast. It's random, but it's over. Pomegranate, I never really ate the fruit like that, but I did like pomegranate flavored things. So my mom, it's so funny, my mom bought pomegranate flavored salsa water and she tried to give me that, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, anyway, the last thing is also when it comes to fresh fruit and vegetables, since they're technically raw, they have to be scrubbed and washed very well. So, you know, I can't really go to like salad places anymore just because, you know, the lettuce and the you know, the vegetables kind of sit out for a long time and they're not really washed properly. Everything just has to be cooked. Everything has to be cooked. I'm a very texture person, so I love like raw cucumbers. I think I can still have that as long as I wash it really well. Those are some of the things that I do have to watch out for. That's for life as well. So yeah, that's how long recovery is. And I'm sure, you know, I'll be making videos obviously throughout the time, and I actually do plan on vlogging my journey as well. I'm getting a new camera this weekend, so I'm very excited. I've been wanting this camera for a while and it's on sale and it's Christmas time, so why not get myself a little present. And yeah, that's gonna be exciting. So that's what recovery is gonna look like. I also, I guess, can mention that, you know, it might be a little lonely for me in the beginning just because I'm not gonna be able to travel or do much, but it's all for the best. And I know very soon, 3 to 4 months is gonna go by like that. 4 to 6 rather, it's gonna go by like that. And by the time summer comes, I'm outside. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for just being you. This was the story of how I got my new liver. Ooh, ooh. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more AIH videos because I will still be making videos for that. It's one of those sicknesses that there's just not enough information. So I refuse to just like, oh, I got a new liver now, like, bye. Like, no. I will be making more videos, and yeah, I will always be an advocate. Always, always, and forever. But I will be vlogging my recovery, so just stay tuned for everything, okay? I'm back, I'm better, literally. Thank you, God. Bye, guys.